Eu tô com fome agora. Quinta-feira já começo a ficar com fome. Hello.
Hey, Joe.
Good morning.
Good.
Still morning.
It is still morning. For y'all, like what, 25 minutes or so until it
Yes.
switches over?
Yeah.
Yeah, 11:35. Eita. Eita, menina.
Well, how has the last 24 hours been?
Okay, too fast. Very fast. It looks like
Okay.
it. Yeah, the sensation I have right now, it feels like it was yesterday, but it's today. You know what I mean? Like,
It has not ended.
Not ended.
The day has not ended.
Well, hopefully we can, move things in the right direction.
right. Yeah,
Fingers crossed. Okay.
always.
Yeah. So, okay, if I recall from yesterday, we were going to try to do those couple of job postings onto Indeed for the two job descriptions we got finalized. And then, assuming we have time, we were going to pivot over and start the process of creating some of the departmental metrics, right?
Perfect.
So, since it's kind of y'all's end, do one of y'all mind, whoever's on the computer, sharing your screen, pulling up Indeed, and let's start that process?
Yeah, we can do
I'm good.
from this end. Let me pull up. Get into Indeed.
Joe doesn't have the, do you have our Indeed credentials, like username and password by any chance or no?
I do not know.
Yeah, something happened yesterday. So this morning I just, it was a person here for 10:30 interview, was like, I wasn't expecting. And so I talked to Lucy and I said, did you open the shop floor assistance position? She's like, no, I would never do that before I talk to you guys. Anyway, so I did the interview. I said, you know what, it doesn't hurt to ask him a couple questions, but that's why I'm asking if you do have the access. And I said, I never activate the position or open.
Not sure on that one, because yeah, I definitely don't. The only thing I can see is, like what a end user would see, right? I can search for your company and see your company page and whatever's posted. But yeah, no, I don't have the ability to post anything.
I don't know.
And it should have that every time. What Carlos is doing right now, the two-factor authentication. So
Yeah.
at least for the first time anyone logs in on a particular computer, you should have to do that. So unless it's on a computer that's previously been logged in before, that's concerning. We might want to, think about changing our password or something if
So
anything else pops up.
exactly. I mean, I was free at 10:30, kind of, and but we did the interview like in 5-10 minutes. It was just a very young guy.
Yeah, guess what the interview was for? What job? What do you think? Give me your wild guess.
Well, if it's for one of the two that we're posting right now, then it would either be the programmer,
machining,
right?
It's a kid. Yeah, a kid that just came from a vocational school, and he knows the machines that we have.
That's fantastic.
And he needs the
That's what I told
opportunity.
Patricia. Said, I almost said, just cut the shit and just do the interview. I mean, he doesn't have to know that Indeed didn't do it. He's here, do the interview. He has the.
No, but
let's see what he can bring it to us.
I didn't do a big deal. I just asked him, like, are you able to? Yes, he was able to apply for the position, and I was surprised because the one thing I don't like is not to be ready for the candidate. It feels like, oh, nobody knows what's going on. I just don't like this pressure. Usually we have the time, the person's name, so it's nice to know who are you interviewing at that date. So the only thing I told him, like, oh, usually is not, this is not the way we work, but we'll be happy to, have 5 minutes interview. And he was happy.
You having difficulty finding those job descriptions?
Yeah,
it would be a share.
It goes to, have you checked your junk? It goes, the passcode go to the, usually it comes as a fax. there is a sensitive, they send us a password every time that we access the account.
I'm finding them right now and
And
just resending them to you so they're at the top of your email box. So there was a first one I just sent, which is for the setup/programmer role. And then the other one was,
Oh, I do have those. I'm just trying to
Oh, you found them?
just gonna
Okay.
resend a
No,
code.
thank you. I'll send to a different number. Or no,
Yeah, no,
no.
it doesn't work. Just resend it, another code.
Let me see. I believe I can see for you.
These are all old too. This email, this junk email is like old stuff.
Interesting. Usually it comes so quick as an attachment and you just open and that's it. The number is there.
Engaño.
Somehow it's not going to the
Junk mail because it just cleaned it.
let's see the junk from ACP. Uh-oh. Can you close and open again? Can you do that? No?
Because mine will work because I don't have that number as verification. I have my phone or email. But yours is, this is yours.
What do you mean, mine?
It's the account's on your name, the main account. View to factor to sign in, call customer support. That way you can have your cell phone instead of the company number. It will come through email, but it's not coming.
How about we do from my computer then?
You're still gonna need that. It's a two-factor.
Always?
Mm-hmm.
But I have the Indeed open already. I did this morning. Yeah, try again. Wait. I didn't know that yours. Uh-oh.
Okay, otherwise we go from.
Oh, here.
Yeah, finally.
017238. 238. When this happens, you have to close and open again.
All right.
You have to share. Oh, you already shared.
Yeah. Jobs. So I believe we have that title.
Yeah, we have. We have as a CNC laser operator.
No.
No?
You have programmer. CNC
Oh,
programmer estimator.
so what happened when the star is like this?
Just favorites. I can just look at the ones.
Okay, but it's not open, right? Can you see if it, see it's paused.
Everything's paused.
Somehow he was able to schedule the
Because he was
interview.
here on the shop floor assistant, so he was here. So he'll be here on the short list, Dominic.
Yeah, but you cannot find him like this.
No,
That's why It was weird. You have to go to the contacting. Have you checked that one? I think this is the way I found him. Dominic, no? I was able to see him somehow.
Okay, so let's go through the description that we have here. Or let's start with this guy. I want to.
Sales estimator.
The sales estimator one, correct me if I'm wrong, that was when we were looking ultimately for 2 individuals.
Correct.
We wanted kind of a senior one if possible, and more of a junior one that could maybe grow. Am I remembering right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we could look for both. I mean, they could be 2 juniors as long as
I'd say we post them separately, one senior, one junior, and we see what we get on kind of the senior end that has the higher, pay band. Do we get much more qualified candidates, or are we ultimately getting the kind of the same candidates that we're getting with the junior ones, and then we can kind of reevaluate?
Yeah, makes sense.
Ooh. All right, so likely we're just going to add either senior or junior to the beginning of the job title, the sales estimator. So senior sales estimator, junior sales estimator. Ultimately, they're going to be doing virtually the same thing. So from position summary kind of through probably objectives, all that is probably going to be virtually identical between the two. Where it might adjust is the background part. A junior one might have a little bit less experience, where the senior one probably should have whatever this current job description states.
Yeah.
Does that sound good for y'all?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start probably with the senior one, just because I think it's going to be easier to kind of copy and paste and not necessarily have to adjust anything.
Senior sales estimator.
Yeah, because it won't be here. It'll be more
I don't want you to
it'll be
leave,
like this, but no change.
I don't want you to leave fully open for schedule, because you have to
Oh,
check
no.
my schedule
Yeah.
first. Please.
I'm gonna post.
Estimator. Oh, you're gonna do senior sales. So when we use senior sales estimator, it doesn't need to have the manufacturer name involved first, because sales estimator can, so.
Could be construction, could be anything.
And then
Yeah, I mean, in your
That has a
position summary, you're stating the manufacturer
Okay,
piece
gotcha.
there. So I
Okay,
don't necessarily think we have to call it out in the title.
okay,
Because ultimately what we're trying to do is we're trying to cast the widest net possible that is going to give us the most qualified candidates for
Okay.
that particular role. So we want to be specific, but we want to be broad. We want to kind of, balance those two things out. Because if we only do machinery in the title, then those are going to be the only people that apply, and you might only get a few candidates. Whereas if we leave it a little bit more open, hopefully you'll get, a good number of them. And then we can select the best candidates based on their experience and how well they do in the interview and their culture fit and everything.
got it.
So are we looking for 2 seniors? I see you have 2 in there.
Yeah, we'll do two on each.
Oh, we're gonna do 2 on each. Okay,
Are you
I'm
sure?
good with that.
Oh,
We don't
yeah,
have to
one on
necessarily
one?
hire.
Because we don't know what what the senior looks like versus the.
Why not 1 and 1?
It could be 1 and 1. It doesn't matter.
Just remember, we have to know the budget, because it goes like crazy. We spend it almost $5,000 to hire one person. Because this is normal.
Are you asking that question? Is $5,000 normal?
This is what happened to us for one position.
When you say it costs you $5,000, can you help me give me some clarity on where that number is coming from? What does that include?
Yeah, what happened is the Indeed, they close every week, depending on how many applicants, right? And we see there was so many of them, the application wasn't directly from a person, it was a third party, like
Agencies.
agencies, yes.
I mean, the way we've done with Indeed, we say we'll post this for 1 week. And then we repost if we don't have anything that, because usually that first week it will catch most of the people that are interesting, and then after that is just
Yeah.
their engine are working to spend our money. That's the way I've seen it. You might have inputs.
Maybe because the way we post it, probably because we don't know better. So yeah, the last time we opened 2 positions and but we had this position open for more than 3 weeks, I think. And that's the time we see there was a big expense. But I think I like the idea to do open for 1 week and see what we have and then put on pause. Right?
I mean, I think that's a good strategy. We can always pivot if we need to extend that number. The only thing I would recommend is somewhere in here, it's going to give you the option of doing urgently hire.
Okay.
Yep.
Don't check that box.
Okay, so full-time 8-hour shift, day shift, Monday through Friday, weekend as needed. I like that. Yeah. Others then
That looks
overtime
good.
available or no, doesn't need to.
There's no overtime.
Yeah.
But you can put that later.
Yeah, salary range. Are we paying this person by the hour, correct?
Yes.
And assuming it was a senior individual, so higher level experience, what number did we come up with the other day?
112.
The senior?
Yeah, 112,000 a year.
Yeah, but we don't want to do the annual. We want to do by the hours.
No, I want to do by.
Because it's not a salary.
Yeah, but we should be this job should be a salary job. Plus,
Yeah, but
plus incentives.
Okay.
For sales.
In order to do the sales, we have to check with the HR. Here in Massachusetts, Joe, it's a little different. In order for us to have a person under salary, they have to have the option to hire, fired. Yes.
Not every time.
This is the way I got trained through paychecks. There's a different laws here.
For a sales position, so a sales on a car dealership, can he hire, fire?
But there will be a different position.
He has a salary plus commission.
Based on the company structure, that's the way I was trained. So I rather check before we do something that's not correct. The only salary we have in the company is Lucia and Leosin, which they are the leaders. They can fire, they can hire, you know. I don't think I will do salary right now. If you want to wait, I can check just to make sure.
No, I'm not gonna wait.
You're not gonna wait and you're gonna do salary.
No, I just changed.
Oh. This is another thing, it can create a confusion or a conflict. Our team members here, they don't do that much. And they're here for almost 4 years. So we have to remember that
This is senior,
too.
not junior.
I know.
Junior is less.
So do you consider Abel what? Junior? He's not a junior anymore.
No, he's not a junior.
But he's 34?
32.
32.
I'm going to challenge you a little bit on the thought process there.
Sorry.
That
Let me open here.
if you attempt to drive a vehicle by looking through the rearview mirror, you're ultimately going to crash the car. So we don't want to look backwards at what is our current team doing. We want to look forward and what are we looking to get. If we had the absolute perfect candidate that applied for this role, what would that individual be doing? And that is the framework when we're looking to hire. Not we hired somebody in the past or we have someone on the team and they do X, Y, Z. It's what do we want that role to do ultimately?
Got it.
Because otherwise you're going to pigeonhole yourself and you're ultimately going to hire somebody extremely similar to what you already have. And we're ultimately trying to get a higher qualified or more qualified candidate. And we can't do that with a kind of backwards mindset. So I'm challenging you to raise your belief level just a little bit there.
Okay. Yeah, Joe, to be honest, I'm with you. I don't want to be unfair to the you know, to our team members. They're already here, and I know we have to revise their I mean, we already did Able, and I know we're going to have incentive plan, which is awesome. Okay, I have no idea how much money they should do per hour for this position as a
Junior sales
sales
estimator.
estimator. Can we search? We did search last time.
Yeah, I think we did search. Let me see.
But this is
Pull up my
based on
notes
our
here real quick.
pay band here, right? So it can go from, I think we said can go from 40,000 to 115, something like that. I forgot.
1 second. I'm pulling up my notes from that was last week. Didn't we talk through this? Where we actually I pulled up Indeed and tried to find some comparables.
Yeah.
Cinco,
Okay.
35 to start a little lower to 45. I don't know. Like I'm trying to search too here. Senior sales estimator.
So it looks like the average for a senior sales estimator is roughly 125 in terms of total salary, which equates to around $60 an hour.
Wow.
That might be higher than what y'all were thinking.
Much, too much higher.
So 45 an hour, you're looking at, assuming no overtime,
55,
right? Which, then that's going to be around 95, 97 a year. So a little shy of 100. If that's good,
yeah,
then let's go with it. But the other piece that we do want to think through is we may not necessarily be there yet, but at some point we're going to have an incentive package that is directly designed for this particular role that's going to give them the capability to increase this number. So what we want to put in here is obviously their hourly wage, what would be reflected on their paycheck. If they work 40 hours in a week, that number times 40 would be what they earn before they get any incentive.
Yep.
So the number should go up for them, but it also means it's going to go up for us. So if the highest end that we can really afford someone is 45 an hour, then we should not hire someone at 45 an hour. We should hire them lower than that.
I agree.
So that we give ourselves that cushion to be able to pay them for performance.
Plus
Correct.
the incentive, then we'll pay more than the our operational manager. So we have to make sure that we are doing the right thing before we put the numbers, right? You think it's like for sales estimator, for sure, we want them to sell and we want them to make so much money. Yeah, but you think it's like okay to have someone?
I'm okay to pay $100 an hour. If they sell, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Okay.
How much you pay them is how much they bring into the company.
Yeah, I mean, the sales then when it comes to incentive comp or commission structure specifically is what this person's likely going to have. The more they sell, the more they earn, but that also means the more the company's going to earn. So we're not necessarily like uber concerned about how much they earn. Like likely that's going to be almost like an uncapped potential type structure when we come up with it. It's it's more for us internally, like inside of our own brains, to know that if the highest end this individual is going to make is 45 an hour, I'm not hiring somebody at 45 an hour. I'm hiring them at probably 35 to 40 because I want to give myself a cushion to not be paying somebody $250,000 a year when I thought it was going to be like 125 because I put in a high hourly wage just to get a decent candidate, and then I added this humongous commission structure on top of it. Because then when we do get to talking about that commission structure, we're going to have like kind of a limiting scale that may or may not really drive the behavior that we're looking to get out of this individual. So we want to give ourselves a little bit of a cushion.
So you think if we reduce to 32 to 45. We have a bigger range. I'm just saying, I know we have to think about the future. I'm just thinking like, okay, we have the team members now.
I would say yes, because you have the ability to put in
You know
here,
what?
the bonus opportunity and commission pay, like we can add those in, their compensation right there, or just right down one.
But even though even though we don't have the commission plan in place, that we don't know how that, you think it's fine?
I mean, we can come up with one within 24 hours if we have a really, really strong candidate. We've got like some commission structures here at CD that we could somewhat model after. So if we had to, we could go quickly on it.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, 45, if you're good with that on a high end before commission, then leave it. I'm just asking the question to make us think.
Carlos said it doesn't matter. For me, it matters because if we hire someone, they do have the experience. How about, yeah, so I just have to be careful because I don't want to have my team members coming to me and say like, oh, they're hiring online for 30, starting at 35, but why I'm doing 32? I'm here for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I have to be ready because I'm the HR and they're going to come to me. Oh my gosh, these numbers just so.
Oh, no, that's the
Johnson control. Sorry.
That's why I did testing the system.
I mean, let's leave it just because it's a range doesn't mean we have to always pay somebody on the highest end of a range that we post, right? Yes. We're just putting in a range. We then make a decision based on the candidate where they would fall within that range. So if that's the highest of highest end, that's like going to be the model perfect candidate. We would potentially pay 45 an hour. Likely, we're not going to get like the picture perfect candidate. Like we're generally going to get a pretty strong individual, but someone that needs some molding and some coaching and some development. So they're not going to necessarily every candidate you ever get going to always pay the highest number that's listed on there. You shouldn't. If we're doing that out the gate, like we might want to also adjust our lid a little bit. So, all right. So we have in here a range of 32 to 45 full time, 6 hours at 40. Do we want it to be fixed if this individual has the potential of maybe having to work overtime occasionally?
No.
No, but you're not going to allow it?
Range.
Like 40 to, whatever, 45 or 50, whatever number might be the high end of a weekly hours per week. Okay. We got the compensation in there. So we added commission pay and we're throwing in that there's also health, dental, and vision, life, 401k, and paid PTO. We still all have that in place, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. Any of the other ones, y'all tell me if any of these are applicable for you all. Professional development assistant, so I would encourage that we add that in, even if all we do is give them access to CEO and all the sales training that's on there. This is a sales role, like that's development.
Yeah, it is.
And unless y'all tell me otherwise, I don't see another one on here that we should check.
No.
Cool. So we can proceed.
Oh, flexible spending accounts.
Yeah, because I see the way, so the way we're structuring this is you can make between 32 and 45, and that's
what we have
hourly pay plus commission.
Right.
Correct.
So this should be 60. Because that's senior. So
are you going to be ready? If they come here, they say, I'm like Devin, I want to do 65. Yeah. Then you have to be ready.
We have metrics, we have to work on the incentive.
I mean, 60 is
range too much.
With incentives. I mean, it's a big jump.
So this is per hour plus commission.
Right. This is before commission. This is the top line.
This is the minimal, like minimal to max.
Before
if they earn no commission whatsoever, what would their hourly range be? Is that top part. And then during the interview process, again, if we need to fast forward a little bit to get some kind of commission structure in place because we get a candidate real quickly, we can do so. But that's when we would explain, this is your hourly wage that would be offered to you. It's going to fall between this number and this number. In addition to that, you have the opportunity to earn a sales commission of XYZ.
Right.
So that they see the full vision.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Let's see what the next page holds.
That's
All right. So this is where we can kind of copy and paste from our job description because this was the senior one that we're posting. So we're probably not going to change any of the wording from the one that we had reviewed. It might be identical to this. I'm not sure, but maybe rather safe than sorry.
Yes.
Copy and paste it over just in case there's a word or two that changed. Ooh. The wording is really, really small. So sorry that I'm looking like an old man squinting right now. Top part looks fine to me in terms of job description. Oh, that's so much better. Thank you. I was like, I feel really old right now. I need glasses or something and I already have contact. What's the next section?
I think I have to click next. No.
So AutoCAD, ideally we would want someone with AutoCAD experience who has a bachelor's degree in business administration, engineering, manufacturing, has some sales experience and sheet metal experience.
Strong understanding of
Y'all need to get that phone call?
Sure.
You can.
No, when I ignored it, you will answer.
Sorry, do you
I
mind?
ignore my phone.
Oh, no, it was the phone here. When you
Oh,
click
okay. I
flag.
want to make sure I wasn't taking away from a customer or something.
No.
Okay. Is there any preferred qualifications that we want to add to that section immediately underneath required? Not in the text box, below in the actual like Indeed screen.
Oh, when you get some more qualification instruction complete. Oh, I see what you mean.
You
They
tell me,
already
I
took
don't
some.
know. Can you click
I mean,
on
they
this?
already.
Oh, they
I
already,
think they already had it.
AutoCAD, bachelor degree, engineering, manufacturing.
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay.
All right. So let's
Cool.
move forward then. Okay. Daily updates.
Yeah, just both of us. Lucia doesn't need to receive these emails. It should just make me more confused.
So the next section, application preferences, ask potential candidate for a resume. This role, if you don't have a resume, even an Indeed created one, like I'm not sure you're qualified. So this one, I would make it a requirement.
Oh,
The
yes.
junior one, we can do the option if we want, but
Yeah.
And
to
then,
pay
yes,
this number, we should have a resume.
we have to.
And yes, there's a background check, right? We do
Yes,
do
we do.
background check. Do we do drug screening as well?
Yes, we
Yeah.
do.
Okay. All right, perfect. All right. Double check it all, make sure it looks good.
40 hours, patient Monday to Friday, with weekends as needed. Patient pay. Why we see 2 401ks?
Because they gave you two options.
Can we just take the 401k? We just leave one. Right there. Perfect.
That's our description. All the preferred stuff.
Nice. Okay.
Look good?
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Oh, screening questions. Yeah. How many years experience do you have? So that'll be more. So senior.
At least, I
At
don't
least,
know what is the usual, 5?
yeah, what will be a senior position?
Let me see.
For a senior position would be what, 5 plus? What do you think, Joe?
What you do? I'm Googling it just to see
Yeah.
what the
Oh,
kind of
okay, yeah.
average is.
Yeah.
It appears that on average, a senior sales estimator has there's 2 different websites. They're both one saying 4+ years, the other saying 5+ years.
Oh, yes.
Glassdoor is the one that says 5, and a quickresume.com is the one that says 4. So I know Glassdoor more directly is one that's probably more equivalent. I would say 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would say
me too.
5.
I like the 2 to 3 days to do when they could do an interview and whether or not they can reliably commute to your office. I love those questions.
Yep.
Any other initial like pre-screening questions y'all want to ask?
So I want to add the questions.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so this would be
I don't know.
pre-screening. Before we do any kind of screening, is there anything else we would want to know?
Oh, I don't know. I like that one. I never saw this option before. Okay. What else?
I mean, at least one, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
at least one that they've used some kind of so many CRMs out there.
Yeah.
You don't have some knowledge of it that's kind of different. Is there any licensing or certification that's like a plus to have for this particular industry?
All works. Because a lot of the quoting, there's a lot of solid files. So that if they have been doing sheet metal work, they should be very familiar with SolidWorks. Or at least understand what it is. It's not something, oh, I never saw this. I used to look at a PDF and make a CAD file and have pricing. Because we use paperless parts. I'm not sure if it's worth it putting, are you familiar with paperless parts? It's like these
I wouldn't do that.
It will narrow too much. I mean, it'd be nice, but it's not a big
Can you
deal.
imagine?
I'm building that process. I have a really very intentional about finishing this whole thing this weekend on at least the bulk of the work, not everything, but the bulk. So if somebody comes in, they go through this whole training.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, this is good because again, you're going to have the opportunity to do screening interviews, in-person interviews, where you can get more in depth.
So we are going to post three today, right? 2 for sales estimator, 1 senior and 1 junior.
Junior, and then the programmer, right?
Okay.
So that's why we were not doing this whole thing for like, usually we're doing like for 15 days.
So what do you want to do? What is the difference?
Yeah. What?
Why was so much more? It wasn't only $37 per week or per day.
Well, it was around that much for some
Something
positions.
went wrong.
Shop floor, no, for shop floor is less.
You can do switch to custom budget if you want to define what you're willing to spend, and it'll give you an estimate on how many candidates
That's
you
what
get.
we had almost per week, $400 to $500 per week for the position because we have a.
So that would be like half of that number then, like 18 daily average. Would give you 270.
Yeah, so we do this one and do the
Just
same on the
we can do the
junior,
experience.
senior.
We do
and
1 week and see if we, like rather than do.
Yeah, and you could do an custom end date and put 7 days instead of 15 if we're only want to doing it for 1 week.
I think I want to do 7 days then.
So 1 week from today would be the 28th. I would probably go through the 29th because next Thursday is Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, we'll be closed.
People are probably gonna be off.
Yeah.
So we'll be open only Monday and Tuesday, Monday through Wednesday.
Oh, wait,
So I don't think I
I'm
will.
on the wrong month.
November. Then.
I went to Saturday because people they're
we
looking
are
for a
going
job.
to
They're going to be
reply
looking for a
28,
job on this
29.
week. Yeah.
Okay.
That should be good.
Okay. I like that because they're gonna get a response fairly quickly.
Yes,
There's
and
no-
we did. We did. We said, oh yeah, I've been working with this and that and so forth. So it actually helps.
Cool. So now we can repeat that same process for
With
the
the
junior one.
junior.
We're just gonna really adjust the pay band
But we have
down a little bit.
right? We
You
haven't
already
posted.
posted. Once you confirm, right? Or it goes to a different page. Can you go
It
to?
might take a minute or two for it to officially post, but it shouldn't take too long. Here, I'm pulling up your page right now from a candidate perspective to see. Let's see.
That was it. I guess that was it.
Yeah,
Post the
once
job.
you.
I think this one is another one. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Jobs, so it will show here that's active.
I don't
Yeah.
see it posted yet.
Appending.
Yeah, okay, great.
Okay. If it's pending, it should be fairly quickly.
We have daily. You see the other one, 44 per day.
Yeah.
That's why we had a very. Then 3 weeks. It's just too much. I think
I was doing this for 1 week.
1 week
The
is
first
enough.
one we did
You know
for
what I
shop
feel?
floor, it was like, it's so much garbage.
So what happened is you have to be ready, and if you do schedule like 20 at a day or 10 at a day, they never show up. Like it's crazy.
So we should use that as a template and just make changes. Right? Search
There's
by
a two different
type.
job description.
Yes,
Or is the
well,
same?
everything else is the same, just the pay band. Use this one as a template.
So the only difference, the senior has to have at least 5 years of experience, correct? 1 year of solid work, 1 year of the, is that right?
It's time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that junior
Hi.
one may only have 1 year experience, or they could also be somebody that just recently graduated from college, that maybe don't has direct real world experience, but has got the skill set to be molded into what we need. And so therefore that's why the pay band would be lower.
So I will do,
What would be the low end of this one? 25 to what, 35, 38, something?
35?
Hours should be about the same, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the other one is 32. Or we want to make it so this is 32, and then when 32 is when you start pay band from junior to senior.
Especially,
Yeah, that's good.
so junior, they can
It's less
just,
time,
like,
at least 1 year. So let's say
what is
1
the
year
guy who
experience.
worked for us? He was junior and he thought he was a senior.
Who?
The guy that left, like the one who wants to make so much money, but he wasn't ready to work.
Devin?
No, forgot. his
Oh,
name.
James.
James. Yeah. It was James.
Everything else the same. This is
Vision
we
insurance,
change.
yeah.
Well, you wouldn't change here, or should we change
I
here?
think so.
Well, summary. Because I mean, the responsibilities are the same. It's just time.
But the
Oh, yeah, it's the education and
You might
expert.
adjust the wording of strong understanding of AutoCAD, the very top bullet point. Just scroll up. Right there's a strong understanding.
Yeah.
To like just understanding, like a senior should have strong, but we want someone with some mild understanding. I think the rest looks good. In the education part, I'm good with the degree because it says preferred, not necessarily required.
Yeah.
The proficiency in AutoCAD or a similar CAD software currently says required. What should we adjust that to preferred? The reason I say that would be someone that's like, just getting out of college. They may know it, but are they proficient in it yet? Potentially, I guess it depends on their degree, but all the requirements look good. Diversity should be exactly the same. Yep, the rest looks good.
What?
Position may require travel up to 25%.
Yeah, you never know. Why not?
To go see a client.
Go, I have something I need you guys to show you something. It might require, doesn't mean it's
right.
it's may require.
Like out of state and stuff. Yeah.
Everything else the same. Unless the qualification is different. Oh, these are all preferred.
Yeah. So that's fine. All the settings should be the same.
Yeah.
Questions should be the same. That number should change from 5 to 1. Yep. 2. Okay.
About the same.
Yeah.
Yep. All those look good to me.
So,
and then probably change this to the same as the other one, right?
Yeah.
In terms of timing and price and everything.
So this one, the pay band, it's 30, I forgot,
25 to 32.
25 to 32.
Looking good.
Okay, so now we have to do the third.
Those two are done. Now we need to do the programmer one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Which is not just programmer.
I'm gonna actually start.
Can we edit the one we had before?
I think the one we had before has pretty much,
We just edit because they won't do just programmer, right? They have to.
Yeah, setup and programmer, CNC. That's what we have it listed as on the
job.
What are you talking about?
No, this is the one. The junior and senior sales estimator, they're gonna be doing the paperless parts.
Okay, gotcha.
They're gonna be looking at AutoCAD.
So the programmer operator.
The CNC programmer, that's the other one
so
that we're gonna, is this guy here. CNC setup programmer. We're gonna start from scratch.
Like it.
Let me get rid of my account. Actually, I was deleting one email. That's why this is here. Let me get rid of this. All right, post a job. The title should be search for job use, create, print, and post. me see.
Set up.
Program.
So it's pretty much what Renato does right now, right?
Yes. Oh, this one has overtime. Why did see, the other one did not have? Interesting.
I'm not sure. I don't recall. But that's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. 8 hours day shift, weekends needed, Monday to Friday, overnight. Yeah. It's because it's I don't know. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when we looked this one up the other day,
Let me see if it checks.
came up with the average for this one in terms of programmer, just programmer, was about 60K, which is roughly 30 an hour. But we're also asking them to do some setup as well, so it probably should be slightly higher than that. This shows basically 35 to 37. Is that falling in line with what y'all were thinking?
It's almost the same as the other one where you have a junior and a senior, but it's
So the
more
only
experience, less experience. Like Renato right now is he's at
$30 an hour,
he's
but
at 30 or 29.
he'll be 3 years in the company. He
He's
just
at 30?
yes. Just check.
Oh, I just checked.
Yeah, $30 an hour. And his first day of employment was
So because we're only trying to hire one person, at least currently, for this role, so we could do a much more broad range and do like a 25 low end to whatever 37-ish on the high end.
Yeah. And see, we can check for a week and see what we have.
Yeah, because like the kid that came over today, he can probably start at $25 an hour.
Or less. I won't start
He's
him
right
at
off.
25. I don't think he doesn't have any experience, babe. He graduated.
Oh, he did vocation. You still have to have like a base.
Okay, remember, minimum wage in Massachusetts, 15. If his first job, I will do the plan, 90
If you
days.
go to McDonald's, you're not making $15 now.
He'll do 17.
They are $18, they are even 20 because you just can't find.
I don't think
people are lower.
Yeah, 25 an hour. I mean, that equates to roughly 50K.
Yeah.
At 40 hours a week. I mean, that might be high because again, and I'm saying might be high for someone with zero experience and stuff. Just because I'm also forward thinking in terms of there's going to be an incentive as well for this role once we define metrics for them. Yeah. So they may come in at a whatever 22 to 25-ish number, but have the opportunity to earn closer to 30 if they hit their incentive structure. So I mean, just because you put it on Indeed doesn't mean you have to like stick to that number. That's just what you're advertising. But generally you want to have that be aligned, right? So that there's not like a false advertising type mentality or anything.
Exactly, Joe. Exactly. I know Carlos loves to see the big numbers and I'm okay with that. I'm just not okay because I have to be ready for my team members and I want them to make more than what we are paying right now for the new members. Like we have a.
So how about we do low end 22? Can we meet in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have.
Because then we're still given the range of up to 37, right?
You know, we are going to revise everyone, but I want to be ready because if they come.
We want to revise with the incentives. So these are
Yeah, we're
something.
not gonna change our hourly wage, or at least I would encourage you
We're
not
gonna
to,
have
if we're gonna
Yes.
also roll out incentive.
Joe, I 100% agree with you guys. I'm just saying, if they're coming to me like, Patricia, are you guys hiring for $25 an hour? and I'm making 23.
That's with incentives. That's the
This
answer.
is with the incentive, or this is the hour plus commission? Oh, not commission, incentive. We're doing this as a per hour plus incentive, right?
So the top on Indeed, at
Mhm.
least, how it should be viewed is the top hourly range is with 0 incentive included.
Exactly.
Now, when you frame that to a current employee,
Mhm.
you can frame it differently.
Okay.
Because I'll give you an example, at Cardone, like if we were hiring a new advisor, we're going to have a pay band listed. It's different because it's salary instead of hourly, but just follow along with me. We might have a $80,000 to $160,000 range or something like that. The 80,000 includes 0 incentive. The 160
Got it.
is with, kind of our top performer incentive level model. So that's different though, because it's a salary number. When we're talking about an hourly team member, you want to be a little bit more kind of black and white on it, where your hourly range is with nothing. And then everything else is in addition to. So that's why I was saying put 22 on there, because if you have a team member that's making 23,
I like better.
you're covering yourself, but you're also giving yourself the capability to stretch for a top candidate.
Yeah, so the answer is you can make between 22 and 37 plus incentives.
Correct. Correct.
Oh, we do have a referral. We give $500 for the first
Yeah,
right? 6 months and another 500
So
after
just
1
put it
year.
in. Yeah, perfect. Flexible spending account. We didn't put the profit share. We're gonna
No.
change that. So
Yeah.
just don't, I don't think we need to. That's it?
That's it.
Oh, the professional development assistance, yes. Health insurance, it's okay, it's already listed. Okay. Vision insurance, it's under the health insurance, right? So that's why the other ones, okay, it's every 2 years they covered. So the não sei.
Understand system machine tracing software. Machine catching software that should have seen from solving.
High school diploma, curriculum, technical certification. 5 years experience, 1 to 5. So, right, or one is to, or do you want to have that?
Longer. Otherwise, we gotta create 2, just like sales.
Yeah.
So when you use the word minimum,
2 to 5.
I would think about someone you're hiring at the lowest end of your pay band. So if we were hiring someone at 22 an hour, what would we expect their experience to be?
I'll be 1 year.
1 to 5.
Yeah. Now you're giving yourself that same range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To management, quality control, routine, safety. Serious about us. Let's put it. Since parts have specific designs from both just machine sage. Yeah, that's all good.
Okay.
Give the option to as required. Click on people with criminal record.
See, this guy is different.
Judges added. No life insurance.
Yeah, just a 401k. Otherwise, too busy.
Preferred range, just yeah. Nice.
So,
Mm-hmm.
2237.
Sales estimator, junior sales estimator 25 to 32. Senior, it's 32 to 45, and CNC setup and programmer 22 to 37. So all right,
Looking good.
looks
Mhm.
good.
Feeling
Yeah,
good.
I feel so much more comfortable doing this with you guys. It's just I'm not very familiar with Indeed, to be honest.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there.
Yeah, it just takes time, right? You have to
That's right. It's just like
read
anything in life. The more you do it, the easier it gets.
Exactly. That's the idea.
Bingo. So I do have to hop for another call. So
Sure.
let's plan to start the department metrics. But before I jump into that, next week our schedule or our call is set for Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving. Is that good with y'all? Are y'all taking that day off or anything?
What day? Sorry.
Next Wednesday,
Next Wednesday.
the 27th.
No, we're not taking the day off.
Kids, they don't have school. I don't think Deborah will be there, but what time were you looking for?
The same time.
Yeah, it's the same time slot next Wednesday,
11:30.
so 11:30 your time.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
That's still good with y'all? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, if anything
Let's
changes, I
plan-
will let you know.
Okay, so let's plan to talk through the departmental metrics next week. If y'all can start thinking through the different departments and what ideal state, not current state, but ideal state would be what you're tracking and what success looks like for the department. Cool?
Cool.
Awesome, awesome. Well, if y'all need anything else, let me know. I'm gonna also send you some kind of short recommendations on your interview questions and stuff that you sent me
Okay.
yesterday. So I'll get that back
Great.
to you by the end of the day.
That's fine.
All right.
I'm not
perfect.
going to schedule anything by tomorrow, unless it's
Yeah.
like oh my gosh, this is a star. I'm
If
just
you need it faster because you get a great candidate, you just tell me. I'll get it to you faster.
yeah, it's okay. So I can do the ones
And you also had the-
usually.
How was the kid?
What kid?
that came
Oh
in?
my gosh, he's 18. He told me the age. I never asked
It's
him.
I was 18
He's off
once.
high school.
Huh?
I was 18 once for running a $5 million Radio Shack. So
He was,
Yeah.
yeah, the only thing I told him, like I opened his resume and I said, next time if you send your resume to any other place, make sure you save in PDF before. Otherwise, I'm able to edit. So can I use your resume to put the dates? So I asked him a couple questions, and you can expect these answers because he's so young. But he wants to have like a real job. So he had like a couple experience before, but it was summer job, and
Yeah,
then
but at least he
he's
went to
home.
will
school.
you send me his resume just so I can take a look at it?
yes, I can do that. It's just nothing.
Yeah,
I
mean, but
can directionally give you some questions to ask specifically off of his resume.
Oh yes.
Since he doesn't have a ton of prior experience, like how do we leverage that from an educational perspective? So
Exactly.
shoot it my way and I'll get that to you as well.
That would be
But I do
nice.
gotta hop. I'm 12
Sure.
minutes late to another
sounds
call.
good.
Right. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.